If one looks closely, there are plenty of Easter eggs and cool tidbits to find in Better Call Saul Season 1. Today, we will be discussing and analyzing episodes 3 and 4. But first, you know what you gotta do. Leave a fat freaking like on the video and subscribe to the freaking channel. Help your boy reach 1,000 subscribers before summer begins on the 20th. Anyway, let's get into the video. In Season 1 Episode 3's Nacho, the lighting on Jimmy's face while in the nail salon is one to be looked at. The red light that partially covers his face shows the character's inner struggle between Slip and Jimmy and the more upstanding side of himself. Should he warn the Kettlemans, or should he just wait for his finder's fee? Ultimately, we see Jimmy call Kim to get information out of her in regards to the case, and soon after calls the Kettlemans to warn them.
You're in danger!
I'm sorry, what?
Jimmy's line about having is an obvious reference to Saul Goodman's first appearance in Breaking Bad. There, he notes how he can't be on the ground for too long because
I got bad knees. That's better.
Next, Nacho's wardrobe in this scene is especially interesting. For one, he gives off a calm look while you can definitely tell he's fuming on the inside. You could say he's giving off a Gus Fring sort of poker face, but that can be a bit of a stretch. Instead, what I want to focus on is what Nacho is wearing, which is an all-black shirt and a few red stripes. From how I see it, Nacho's shirt is all black, which represents how his emotions are hard to see, but the few red stripes represent the leaks of his hidden anger coming out in the scene. Mike later confirms Jimmy's wacky theory about the Kettlemans and adds that
nobody wants to leave home.
At this point in the story, we don't know much about Mike's history besides the fact that he used to be a cop in Philly. Later in the season, we find out that he was forced to move to Albuquerque because he murdered his son's killers. So that line could refer to Mike's circumstances back when he first moved to the state. Here, Jimmy gets very antiquated with nature. It's very coincidental how, for a cartel client, Jimmy roams the barren desert for a few hours to find the Kettlemans, who, unbeknownst to him, has a bag of money with them. Later in Season 5, Jimmy has to roam around the desert for another cartel client, holding an even bigger amount of money, walking around for an even longer amount of time. This just shows how far Jimmy will go to save his own skin, and also shows the beginning for a deeper relationship with professional criminals. The last reference in this episode I was able to find was an obvious but subtle one. In the very beginning and end of the episode, Jimmy references The Shining by quoting the iconic phrase,
Here's Johnny! Here's Johnny!
In a way, this could be a full circle moment for Jimmy. He quoted the movie when someone came to help him, and now he quoted the movie when he came to help someone. Maybe this is Jimmy's way of doing the right thing. Season 1 Episode 4's Hero has a teaser open during a Slip and Jimmy watch scheme. Marco can be heard humming a song to himself while on the ground. That song being Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. Later on in the series, Jimmy picks up a guitar signed by one of the band members, and the only tune he can play or is willing to play is that of the same song that Marco was humming. When we find out that Jimmy took the Kettlemans' money for his silence, he quotes the book of Matthew in the Bible by saying something along the lines of,
Upon this rock, I will build my church.
This ties into Jimmy's overarching scheme in this episode. The first thing Jimmy does is to get a suit that matches what Howard wears, but Jimmy takes special interest in an orange shirt. This shirt is a very similar shirt to one he wore in Breaking Bad Season 4 Episode 12, as well as the very first episode of Better Call Saul Season 5. Quick note, Saul Goodman makes his debut to the public in his orange shirt, and, in Season 4 of Breaking Bad, he wears that same shirt to represent the end times.
The end times, kid. End times.
In this episode, we also get a glimpse at Kim's Fascination Movies. On the phone, Kim wants to watch a movie with Jimmy. Ultimately, the plans fall through. But this seems to be Kim's way of coping or even bonding with Jimmy. We get even more of this in Season 3 after her car accident. If one can remember, she goes hog wild crazy renting movies instead of working on her clients' cases. As mentioned in the last episode, there are tons of workable phone numbers shown in both Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. When Howard and Kim look at Jimmy's billboard, a real phone number can be seen. I call the number and you get the voicemail of Jimmy's new persona, Saul Goodman. Going back a bit towards the teaser of the episode, it shows the audience that Jimmy is capable of planning and executing an elaborate plan. Now, in terms of Jimmy's billboard stunt, we see Jimmy plan someone falling off a billboard and saving the person. One might say Jimmy came up with the plan after he was ordered to take it down, but it is clear that this person started when he... But it is clear that this plan actually started when he initially paid for the billboard. Jimmy intentionally placed the billboard where Howard would see it. I mean, he drives by that same road, it's his likeness, and he intentionally placed that billboard there in hopes that Howard will force Jimmy to take it down, which would then cause the accident. The way Jimmy and Kim are framed in the nail salon is also interesting. The wall behind them has a mural of a boat, and with the way the shot is framed, both characters are on opposite sides of the boat. You can interpret this in different ways, but I see it as these characters are on the same boat, heading towards the same direction of wanting to practice law alone. But the characters have two different ways of thinking on how to reach that destination, hence the visual split between Jimmy and Kim. Anyway, that's all I got for you today! Hopefully you learned a thing or two from this. But yeah, with that said, leave a like on the video, leave a comment if you leave a mother freaking comment, subscribe if you're new. Between me and you, Peter Goulda, have a wonderful day. And peace out. My second time recording this because it didn't work.